wanted to come to you and show you how to do a highlight and a contour and precisely how to do it. So I already have my foundation on and I already have some eyes on. So next step I like to do my contour before my highlight. So I'm going to show you how to do a contour with a cream and a contour with a powder. So I'm about out of this, but this is a Smashbox. It was actually one of their duos. It's actually really good. Been meaning to get some more and I haven't done it yet. And I just want to contour, start at the base of my hairline, really right here, like at the top of my ear going down, and it's just, I want to give myself more a defined cheek. So I'm just going to start up here. I'm going to give that kissy face, and I don't want to do too much because with a cream it can go a long way. And I don't want to go too far down. So then I'm going to do the same to this side. Again, start at this high point of the cheek and come down, just chiseling out this bone. Again, you don't want to put too much just because with cream it does go a long way, and you're going to be brushing up. So now I'm going to take my Smashbox. It's a full coverage foundation brush, and it's just more of a dense. And because I don't want too much pressure, I don't want to hold too much pressure, I'm going to hold it about right here. And I'm just going to take it. I kind of do light circles, but always moving it upwards, just pushing the product up. I'm going to push up. Not too hard to disturb the foundation that we have put down. I'm going to take that same contour stick, and I could have done this while I was placing my other where I just laid that contour, but I'm just going to do it in two different steps for you. So now I want to make my forehead up here not as wide, just kind of make it a little more narrow. So I'm going to just take a little bit more of that cream contour and just put it at the sides of my hairline right here, just pushing down. And I'm going to take that same brush, I'm just going to take the product and kind of wiggle and move it up, just pressing it up into the hairline basically to make it appear that we have a more narrow forehead. And the same here, and I'm just gonna hold my hair out of the way, trying to keep as much makeup out of my hair as I can. I don't want my hairline to be cakey. Lightly pushing up. Take that same contour. Now I want to make my jawline just appear just a little bit more defined. So I'm going to take that same contour stick. I'm going to just move my earring out of the way. I'm going to start back here, right back on the jaw. I'm just going to move it like that. And right here on this side as well. And just a little down. Okay. Take my brush. And I'm going to move this one down into my neck. And anytime you use a cream, you're going to want to set it with a powder. That is with any type of product. If you use a cream product, you need to set it with a powder. So now I'm going to take my contour palette. It's my Anastasia, and it's well loved, trust me, my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. You can tell it's very, very well loved. And I'm gonna take my MAC 141S brush, and it's just a very angular, I love, if you guys can see this, but the way it's, and I'm just gonna get a little bit on the side of my brush, a little bit of the contour on the sides of my brush. I'm gonna tap that off, and I'm gonna do the same motions that I just did. Again, at the hairline, and bring it down. And you don't wanna bring it down too far. I'm gonna take this same brush, I'm just gonna flick the product up. pushing. You do not have to go too heavy-handed with this at all. Just like that. See, and you can already tell like how much defined that looks. Take a little bit more, put it on the same spot that I put the cream. So put a little up here, so I'm just gonna blend that in. Blend, 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 blend. Never blend too much. Just a little bit more on my brush, tap off the excess, and then the same spots where I put the cream before. Just to make myself look like I got a little bit of a bigger lip, I'm gonna take my same brush. Because it has like these curved edges, I'm gonna just give myself a bigger lip, basically a lip injection with a brush. What am I? Take your lip and just lightly, just a smidge. Instantly, my lip looks bigger. Now I'm gonna take a really small brush. I can't even tell you what brush brand this is anymore because it's rubbed off, but it's really just a very light, fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna get a little product on my brush, tap it off, and I'm just gonna take, or the edges, shall I say, not really the bridge, and just a little bit. Because my nose isn't that large. Follow it up a little bit towards my brow, just to make my eyes a little bit more depth. So just right up in there. And then I'm just take a inch more, and then just kind of give myself more of a button nose. Make it not look as long. I'm just gonna instantly smaller. That is all for the contouring step. It's really super easy and it makes such a difference. I don't know what I did before contouring. If I do my makeup, I really never do not contour. I'm always contouring. And then I want to always go on to highlighting, because highlighting is so important in my opinion. It just brightens your face. So I normally use 2 different shades of concealer when I'm highlighting. You don't have to, it's just me. I'm extra, we all know that. But one of my favorite concealers is the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. I have it in shade Light Medium Honey, and then my lighter shade is just called Shade Light. A little bit of my light. I'm gonna apply it to the inner corners of my eye. And this is just gonna make my eye appear more awaken and open and cover some of my imperfections and some of my dark circles. We know, being a mom, we don't get much sleep. Bring that out. And then I'm gonna take my little bit darker of a shade. Just bring it out here. And I always am doing it more in like a backwards check mark kind of shape, like a triangle. You don't have to have much, because with creams, like I said before, they normally go a long way. And this is full coverage concealer. Take my beauty blender, make sure it's damp. Any sponge will do. Just gonna spray some of my Fix Plus on it. Give it a little extra dampness. And then I'm just gonna take my sponge and lightly blend. Just dabbing up and down. And you're gonna do it in an upward motion to just kind of bring your, it's just gonna help bring your eyes up. And that just blends out so seamlessly. And I'll move on to this side. Just light tapping motions. And work. Most people, when they used to watch me do this, who don't really do much makeup, they're like, oh my Lord, are you beating your face to death? And I'm like, No, I'm really not. This is just such a light tapping motion. And it helps just transfer the product out and blend out so it's seamless. See how much more awake I look? And I'm gonna take my darker shade that I have. I'm just gonna put it down on the bridge of my nose, a little bit down right here. Just to, you wanna highlight, I always wanna put the concealer in kind of where the natural sunlight would cast a little bit lighter shade. If you pay attention to your face when you don't have foundation on, it's never one shade, okay? So you don't want your face to be one shade anyway, so that's one reason highlighting and contouring is such a good important step as well, is because you kind of want to put the same colors back into your face. You don't want it to, you get what I'm saying, guys? You just don't want it to be all one color. So I'm gonna just take my sponge, and the same motions that I did under the eyes, I'm just gonna do where I just placed the concealer. So I'm gonna take one of my translucent powders. This is my Mercier powder. And I love it. And I'm just gonna take a little bit. You're gonna need to make sure your sponge is still damp. Mine is. I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm gonna dip it square into the lid. I'm gonna take this sponge and I'm just gonna go right where I put my concealer. And this is just going to ensure that the concealer that we have just placed down is not going to crease or budge. And I know it looks crazy because it's like so white and it stands out, but trust me, it's gonna fade down and you are gonna wipe off the excess. This is just really gonna help. And they call it baking because if you think about it, it's kind of like flour. And you know, flour has to sit there. And you know, when you're baking, it has to time. That's what this is doing. It's technically kind of cooking on your skin. Your skin's warming it up. You're baking. And then you just take the rest. You didn't use it all, which I did. Just beat it back into my powder. Close that up. You're just gonna let this sit. You can let it sit however long as you want. Just say I didn't have my eye makeup on now. I could leave this on there and continue to do my eye makeup and then sweep it all off at the end. So, we're just gonna let this sit a second and then we're gonna come back and sweep it off. Okay, it's been about a couple minutes now. We're gonna take one of our brushes, just a powder brush. I'm gonna use my Smashbox. This is Tarte. I love that they have like little notches in them. So shout out to Smashbox for helping people who don't know how to hold their brushes. It gives them an easier way to hold it. But I'm just hold it right here. Take it, a little bit more grip on the brush, and I'm just gonna lightly sweep away where I have paint. See how much better that looks? Just gives my face so much dimension, and I have the brightness where I need it, and I have the depth where I need that as well. I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and I will come back to you and show you how it looks at the end. Okay guys, so as you can see how much difference highlighting and contouring makes. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm just a little bit going back in pictures, I'm just like, whew. But I hope you got something from this video. You could just let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, and I'd be glad to get back with you. We'll see you later, guys. Thanks.